So, something I wanted to talk about that I actually was thinking about last night too, after I made my video about narcissistic mothers. It was just another little thing that I thought about recently, and I think I know that a lot of narcissists will use love bombing in relationships to keep another person tangled up in the games, basically. These mental, weird fucking games they play with their head. And so, narcissists in like a relationship, they'll love bomb you with gifts and all kinds of things. And it's not even necessarily about the individual things, because I experienced this with my son's father. It's about what you are supposed to think about the gesture itself. Like, they won't bring up anything that they specifically got for you, because it's not even necessarily things you like, but it's like, I did this, this, and this, blah, 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 blah. Like, they use love bombing. First, it's, getting you a bunch of things and you're just taken off your feet because you guys were just fighting or in some kind of argument. And then they shower you with all these gifts all of a sudden, and you're just like, wow, that's so sweet. But when you really go back and look at it, you're like, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't want any of this. I already had something that was like this. Like, all kinds of just things that you don't catch on to, because it's a game. It's a mental game that they're playing with you. And it's fucked up. And I think that parental narcissists, they also use gifts, and in my experience, and I'm sure every human is different, so I'm sure every narcissist is different, but a lot of narcissists, in my experience, of reading other people's stories, they seem to follow a lot of patterns. Like, they have a guidebook or something, like, and it's weird, because these will be people from different places that have never met each other doing the same things. But humans, right? But I was gonna say, parental narcissists, they also use gifts, but because a child cannot leave a parent like a person can leave in a relationship, they use them differently. And so sometimes it'll be to reward behavior that they liked, all parents kind of do, they'll give you a nice gift because you did something that they're proud of, or they wanted you to do. Basically, you obeyed. But the thing that makes this a different kind of gift for a narcissistic parent is that they also use gifts to hurt you. And it's really fucked up. Like, some personal examples of what my mom used to do. There were different kinds of presents that I would get. So sometimes it would be as a way to, like, degrade me passively. And so she'd get me like a pair of pants or something that was 3 sizes too big, and she'd be like, I was just thinking of you, I got you these pants. I hope they're big enough. Like, and you put them on and the 3 sizes too big, and you're like, what do you think of me? That's rude. That's fucked up. Like, but they try to play it off like it's just words, don't read into it too much. But it's like, how can I not read into that? Maybe that's just me. And then, she'd also give gifts as a way of trying to make me think bad things about myself without them being said. Like, if she would get me something that I really liked, she would get it a couple sizes too small, so that I would have to give the gift back and be like, this doesn't fit me. And this is like a repeated thing that happens. This is why, like, looking back, you can see it. And it's, I don't know, it's messed up. But yeah. And then, God forbid, she actually gets me something that does fit me, is in my size. It would be something ugly. Like, something that I didn't like, she didn't like, most people wouldn't like, and it'd just be like, great. So now I can wear this ugly thing, because if I give it back, you're going to tell me I'm ungrateful. And second, nothing else you get me ever fits me. So if I want clothes, as a child, like, I'm going to have to take this ugly thing. Or they give you something that is a decent gift, but then they have to go and buy themselves a much better version of what they got you. So that instead of you being able to be happy about a gift that you actually like, they're going off and being like, but look at mine. And it's like, why did you do this? Why do we need a comparison of things? Like, it's just it's something that I don't think they're even conscious of, really, that they're so blinded and so unself-aware that they set up these little scenarios where they think that they're going to be able to win all the time. on things that shouldn't even be a competition, because gift giving is supposed to be an act of love. That's why I give people gifts, you know, because I want to put a smile on their face. I want to see them happy. I saw something and it made me think of them and I wanted to share that, you know, like good things. You're not supposed to give gifts to upset people. Like, and so I think having that like pattern growing up, and it was never just like one of the same kind of mental attack in a row. They switch it up so that you're always left guessing, like, and it's, but then there's a pattern too, the switching it up in a sense. But, so, I was gonna say that growing up with a parent that uses gifts as an attack can lead to you having just like a really hesitance to receiving any kind of gift because you feel like there's gonna be some drawback or some catch to it, you know. Also, narcissistic parents, at least mine did, she would give gifts and you were basically indebted to her until she said so because she did this great thing for you, or you had to pay her back in some way, you know. And if you weren't completely obedient and completely like loving, then you didn't deserve the gift you got anyway. So it's like I don't know. So I just wanted to make this video because it was on my head and heart, and if you have experienced, you know, growing up with a narcissistic parent who has used gifts to hurt you, basically, then, you know, it's time to become aware of that and to move past it. And I've been working on receiving gifts myself, not just from people, but I feel like from the universe as well. You know, I kind of talked about that a little bit in some of my other videos. And, you know, I guess, I've had a hesitancy towards opening up to the universe subconsciously. And just because of that viewpoint I was given as a child of what gifts are. And becoming a parent myself has really helped me change that perspective because I know what I want gifts to be like for my son. You know, I want it to be something that he absolutely loves, that it's going to be his new favorite thing, like with everything that I buy him, because why not? That's so fun. Like, that is the joy of being a parent. And narcissistic parents, they are in competition with their kids. And it's messed up to even think about that, like, you helped bring this being into existence and you want to compete with it instead of like love it and teach it, like. And I can only really imagine the sadness and depravity of a soul that is so down on themselves that they need to compete with their own offspring to find any semblance of pride or self-love. And it's just sad. It's like how people will bring down others to lift themselves up. And they're completely ignoring the fact that when we bring other people up around us, like, that lifts us up even more, you know? Yeah, you can put people down to make your stationary position feel elevated, but no one's going anywhere. Like, you might as well be climbing the mountain and offer your hand to the people behind you so that they can move forward and be a hand for you as well. Like, this is supposed to be teamwork, you know, all of this, but especially dynamics between a parent and child, you know. And I personally think that if your children have not done better than you in life, you've failed as a parent. Like, you're supposed to teach them everything you know so that they can go learn more, and that's how society evolves and gets better and more badass. Like, so if you're stunting your own child's emotional, mental, physical, spiritual growth, you're fucking up big time. Yeah. I'm glad though for the lessons my mother taught me in her own way. Would have appreciated them a hell of a lot more in a different way, but I got what I got and I'm gonna make some awesomeness with it. So yeah. Good luck making your beauty out of the piles of darkness we were given as gifts. It's possible.